might be going to a convention. Break in the convention hat. And make sure cables don't fall out of my setup. Welcome back. My name is Nox, and today we're going to be looking at Season 1, Episode 6 of the Murderbot Diaries. So, there's not too much I want to talk about before we get to the episode, but there is one thing that I failed to note as a point of divergence in last week's episode. During the conversation where Murderbot's rogue status is revealed to everyone, Garothan does not confront it with its name. That's not known. It's just SecUnit, which does feel. There's been some theories about guessing what was in the trailers. You know, what will happen with LeeBeeBee. A hostage situation does seem likely, and that will most likely include a confrontation with Murderbot's name. But it didn't happen where you think it would happen, because that whole bit in the books results from Mensa asking Murderbot if it has a name, which feels like something you would do if you're suddenly aware that something is self-aware. But regardless, it's just more stages, you know, sort of the slow revelation of the preservation crew as to Murderbot's status gets staged out. And we have to see a totally new element, which is Murderbot and Mensa stranded real far from the habitat. I commented the last episode that it seems like the beacon's been placed really far away from the habitat as opposed to how it is in the books, but now we know why. So, with all that said, let's get on to watching episode 6, Command Feed.
Looks like we might be here a while. We're stranded.
Fuck, that was close to the bone. I don't watch serials to remind me of the way things actually are.
Yep.
I watch them to distract me when things in the real world are stressful.
Just flipping a switch.
Gain. No genitals. But also, no dopamine.
But you have brain chemicals.
They're on their way to try to kill him.
How could you say it like that?
Because I didn't want to sound as freaked out as I actually was.
Because it's a professional.
You have copies of the repair manuals in your memory, yes?
About that.
No.
You don't. Are you saying that you purposely erased your copy?
Yes. I needed space.
Then why?
Because I had to.
Make
In order to make
space.
space for the 19th season of Sanctuary Moon.
We can't fix the hopper because you wanted to watch a show.
Premium quality show.
It is not even a premium quality show.
Agree to disagree.
It is not. Do something about that.
We didn't really see that in the wide shots, did we? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I was expecting the hopper to be completely toast, but no, it's just damaged. Yeah, Murderbot deleting critical documents with the assumption it can just re-download them later to meet up with company specs is a point in the books, but it's not quite as important as it is here. Or always remember to change your Discord settings before you record something. I just woke up at noon. My sleep schedule's ruined. All right. We're moving towards the end of the book now. Oh, the terrible theremin guitar.
Evolution to reach the top of the food chain, and suddenly I was, food.
There you go.
Still can't really sleep at night.
Uh-oh.
That's awful. Yeah. Oh. Was that weird? Oh. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's something that you can, that's
Sweet.
vaguely present in the books, but I have to imagine would be in the future is cultural differences between different interstellar cultures.
ComfortUnit's protecting them, right?
She does know it's rogue.
I mean, if you attached a penis to it and programmed it with a software
This
module
again.
for fucking, it would be cute.
Well, can't you print new wiring?
No. Oh, she's having a panic attack again. It's coming back.
So, we are...
I was used to protecting clients physically, but
Mm.
different. Sit down on this bunk.
You saved...
The parallel to the show. They did release this whole theme without the glitching from the episode where it was introed. We don't have display surfaces, we have screens. Display surfaces are never really well explained anyway. Oh no, it's singing! Oh.
Sanctuary fucking moon.
She doesn't like it.
That's sad.
Yes.
Murderbot gets to talk about its blorbos.
It's somewhat implausible.
It's canon.
Don't worry.
I am breathing.
I am breathing.
I am breathing.
I am breathing the crystal air.
That is the sort of nugget, is Murderbot learning to be a person through shows.
Yeah.
Into Swedish?
Maybe you should sit back down.
I'm fine. Just a little low on lubricant. Dr. Mensa, you need to understand that I am not human. Things that would incapacitate you wouldn't even...
When I have a kid, because I'm gonna buy a license for childbirth with my earnings.
Oh, CO1 forms.
Have a license.
So your team noticed areas that were left off of the...
Interesting. This is the plot of the books, but twisted around.
To check out what happened to you guys?
Similar.
That's not good enough.
There we
I
go.
need you to give me access to your hub system. LeeBeeBee, what is that?
It's a gun.
Don't make me use it.
It's a gun.
Up to you.
Human tissue, isn't it?
Cloned, yes. Still some of the best data transfer material in the known universe.
Okay.
You know they use it in transports?
No, I didn't.
Well, now you do.
This is very this episode of Doctor Who where the robots start replacing the ship with human parts. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this.
All you need to do is slice out a thin strip of my spinal cord.
That's all.
You can.
You can. It's a fact.
Relevant dialogue from Med Center Argala. If you don't do this thing, little Jemmy is going to die.
Who's little Jimmy?
I mean, Rati, Pinley, Arata, Barbara.
You gotta sub in the right names.
And Grathan.
Yeah, sure, him too.
My friend said also Zoidberg. Oh!
You've only...
Please have some kind of payoff this episode.
Oh, that feels really good.
Yeah, no, it does.
The chain back rubs.
Now I understand why you humans have water coming out of your eyes.
Oh, Christ.
Totally relate, man.
I've never heard it talk like that.
Oh, the metal scraping.
This is tough.
Of course it is.
I'm a vegetarian.
You don't have to eat me. Just cut me.
Not used to meat.
Wrench.
That's such a fucking modern wrench.
Crack it.
Okay.
Oh, this is gross. Oh. Yeah, me too, Mensa. Yep. Oh,
Sit down. Log in a hub system. Run back.
yeah, I don't think LeeBeeBee is surviving this season.
I will kill some. You get sanctuary on Preservation Alliance.
Can you get me millions of credits?
No, they can't do that.
What's important in life?
Well, I intend to find out.
Is LeeBeeBee even your real name?
Yes, it is my real name. Well, you know, it's kind of a stupid name.
Oh.
It is a beautiful name.
What?
I know you.
Put down the weapon.
Make another fucking move and
Hostile subdued. Yep. Uh-oh.
nobody comes and saves the day. Well, people cheer and clap hands and hug.
It's not quite like that, is it? Yeah, we're that'll shake up the team dynamic. Come on. Yeah, that nobody had to deal with head detonation in the books.
From inside?
Feelings
Good tilt shift.
are the commands from inside.
But then I exploded LeeBeeBee's head.
Yeah, that'll
And that felt good.
All right. Some interesting turns, some interesting additions. This is almost entirely new stuff. Rip LeeBeeBee, very short run on the crew. So yeah, she wasn't even a member of Deltfall. She's a plant from Evil Survey. I'm sad we haven't had Rati name it that, but the sudden dive into the dark tone means we probably won't. What else? In terms of like adaptational changes, the big one is Mensa hasn't, if I recall correctly in the books, Mensa's never heard of Sanctuary Moon and watches some of it in the later books to try and connect with Murderbot. And in this, she's just like, it's trash, which is pretty objectively true from what we've seen of it. But the human neural tissue as data transfer does get I don't think it gets that much lip service in the books, but it's interesting to have as a world building detail here. And also just the like, hey, I need you to slice my spine open and grab some of my neural tissue. That's totally fine. We're definitely leaning more on the Sanctuary crew as, I don't want to say less capable, but more realistically bothered by the things that there are happening to them. And also worse things are happening to them. Having to just straight up kill someone is not something that happens in the books. Well, they do have to kill some sec units, and they're people. They're people. But yeah, just blowing up someone's head in order to save everyone else is not something that happens in the book. So it's interesting. One of the things I'm working on is sort of adaptation from one genre to another, and to have like realistic cascades off of those decisions and shifts is something that I'm really interested in. So like the shift in tone from the more like get together, let's do it, let's get this done version of the books to the preservation crew can barely hold themselves together because they are not used to violent situations like this at all, is, I think it's a good shift, especially if you give it a push towards that direction with just killing someone. So I think because that's a complaint some people have had, is that they don't like that the preservation team is less competent. I think it's really easy to have hyper competent protagonists who just take care of everything, and it works good in books, especially because we don't see as much of the books or much of the crew in the books, because we're all in Murderbot's head. So everyone else could be having similar reactions to this, and in some sense they do. This had some of my favorite scenes so far with, I mean, Murderbot malfunctioning and speaking Swedish is just kind of great. I know people who are like, is the company Google? Is the company Amazon? No, the company is IKEA. That's what it actually is. So that's cute. Also, Alexander Skarsgård. But I'm interested to see how this shift in tone works. We do get a bit of, in the later books, we do get a bit of Murderbot likes to hurt people if it's protecting its clients. It doesn't outright relish violence, but it will do whatever it takes to protect its clients, and it may even enjoy itself. There's a bit of that in exit strategy. But here we're sort of leaning on the idea for the purposes of like making this a interesting through line. I'm surprised they didn't flash back to the archival footage it has of gunning people down. But I think that's the implication, is we're trying to draw a line here, and that will so I'm guessing we're not getting the name revelation yet, but that will most likely happen at some point in the next, we've got what, 4 episodes left. Garothan's going to like dig into its archive and recover the report of what happened at Ganaka Pit, and that will be that confrontation. And we still don't have any hints, and it does feel very early Murderbot for it to just try and solve the problem and then be like, that didn't go great because we needed information. So that's a learning experience for it. So that's all I have to say about episode 6. Looking forward to the rest of the season. So I'll talk to y'all later.